welcome. Today we're talking about patience and the harms that impatience can do to you in very subtle and insidious ways, and what to do about it if you are too impatient. So to start with, I'm going to ask a question. Does this annoy you? Did that annoy you? The fact that I left big gaps in between the words? Because if it did, then congratulations. You're pretty impatient, and there is good news. There is good news, and the good news is that there is something you can do about your impatience. So in order to work out what to do about your impatience, we must first define impatience. What is impatience? Impatience can be defined as the need, a sort of frenetic desire to get out of the present moment and to get into the next one. Eckhart Tolle talks about this. He's written a book called The Power of Now, and I'll link down to it in the description. And he says that so many of our overthinking, of our worries, and of our lack of enjoyment in sort of everyday activities is down to not being present, not being fully aware of what's going on now, and too distracted by the next thing or the next step or something in the past. There are different ways that you can embrace presence better and enter the power of now, and one of them is the following, which is a nice little sort of phrase that I've thought up, which I think will be able to help you if you do suffer from impatience. So notice when you're doing a task or an activity, or just about anything really, that there is a certain sort of natural speed at which the task wants to be done, right? Don't think about what speed you want to do the task. Ask yourself, or notice, what speed does the task want to be done? And you've got to become mindful of that speed and sort of give in to that speed. So this can apply in all sorts of different areas. For example, when you're eating, it's important to be mindful, what speed does this sandwich want to be eaten, right? Am I eating it too fast? Am I eating it too slowly? What speed, does this bit of exercise need to be done at? Right? This is important for things like weightlifting or stretching or all that you don't go too fast and you don't go too slow. I think people have a tendency with a lot of these activities to go a bit too fast. If you go a bit too slow, I would say that is a form of laziness, and that's for a different video. So the aim here really is to subtract that kind of frenetic, impatient energy simply by becoming aware of it, because then it will kind of start to dissolve and you'll more naturally slip into the flow of the speed at which something needs to be done. Finally, I want to talk about short-term versus long-term patience. So these are everything I've talked about so far is short-term patience, right? Individual activities, short-term things, brushing your teeth, tying your shoelaces, all that kind of stuff, right? But long-term patience is also important, because you're going to have long-term projects, whether that's for school, university, work, whatever, that demand that you take things at a certain pace. Now, I'm not saying you should miss deadlines, and I'm not saying that you should go, become too laissez-faire and lax about it, right? But you've got to trust that your subconscious brain actually knows what the right speed is, and then allow yourself to slip into that speed, and it will feel a lot more natural. Things will feel a lot more enjoyable, and you'll actually get them done better because you're more relaxed, meaning there's less distraction, meaning your attention is more on whatever task is at hand now. And that's it. That's what I have to say about patience for now. I'm sure I'll talk about it again in the future. But for now, wait patiently for the next video, and I'll see you next time.